In Dune universe, power does not always belong to emperors, armies, or even prophets. Sometimes it belongs to those who never sit the throne at all. Hidden behind the politics of imperium, behind the feuds of noble houses, and even behind the legends of messiahs, there exists a secretive order of women who have spent thousands of years shaping humanity's destiny from the shadows. They are known as the Bene Gesserit. To outside world, they are advisors, concubines, teachers, and religious mystics. But in truth, they are something far more dangerous. They are the genetic engineers, political architects, and psychological manipulators. And their goal was nothing less than creating a perfect human being. So, what is the origin of the sisterhood? The Bene Gesserit were born in the ashes of one of humanity's greatest catastrophes, the Butlerian Jihad. There was a massive war for thousands of years before the events of the story. Humanity had become dangerously dependent on thinking machines, computers, and artificial intelligence that performed nearly every intellectual task. And eventually, humans rebelled. The Butlerian Jihad banned all those machines and their creations forever. From that moment on, a new commandment governed civilization. Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind. But removing computers created a problem. Without advanced machines, humanity still needed something to perform complex calculations, analysis, and decision making. So, new human disciplines emerged. The Manta trained individuals to function like human computers. The Spacing Guild developed navigators who could guide ships through space using spice-induced prescience. And the Bene Gesserit pursued something even more ambitious. They began training the human mind and body to their absolute limit. What started as a school of intense physics and mental discipline slowly evolved into secretive sisterhood dedicated to guiding the future of humanity itself. The Bene Gesserit insist that they are not a religion. They see themselves as scientists of human condition. But ironically, much of what they do does look like mysticism. Their rituals are ancient, their training is secretive, and their abilities appear supernatural. To most people in the Imperium, Bene Gesserit women are simply known as witches. Yet nothing they do is magic. Everything is a result of extreme biological and psychological mastery. One of the foundations of Bene Gesserit training is something called the Prana Bindu control. Through decades of conditioning, a Bene Gesserit learns to control their muscles, nerves, and internal organs in her body with terrifying precision. They can slow their heart rates near to death. They can control pain responses. They can neutralize poisons by altering their body chemistry. They can appear nearly lifeless if necessary. This is why Bene Gesserit sisterhood often survives situations that would kill ordinary people. Their bodies are not just disciplined, they are perfectly controlled instruments. Another famous Bene Gesserit ability is the voice. The voice is simply not mind control. Instead, it is deeply sophisticated psychological weapon. A Bene Gesserit carefully analyzes a person's speech patterns, emotional states, and subconscious responses. Once they understand these patterns, they can deliver a command in a tone specifically calibrated to bypass the target's conscious resistance. When used properly, the effect is immediate. The victim obeys before they even realize what happened. In Denis Villeneuve's Dune Part 2, we can see the characters like Lady Jessica and Paul Atreides using the voice to command enemies effortlessly. But this ability is not supernatural. It is the ultimate expression of psychological insight and vocal control. Another role the Bene Gesserit frequently perform is that of a truth-sayer. Sisters are trained to detect deception with near perfect accuracy. By observing micro-expressions, body language, breathing patterns, and biochemical changes, they can determine whether someone is lying. One of the most famous truthsayer in the Imperium is Reverend Mother Gaius Helen Mohiam, who serves as an advisor to the Emperor himself. Her presence ensures that no one can easily deceive the throne. In the galaxy full of political conspiracies, their abilities make the Bene Gesserit incredibly valuable and incredibly dangerous. Perhaps the most extraordinary power of a Bene Gesserit is something called the Other Memory. Through a ritual involving spice drug known as melange, Bene Gesserit's sister undergoes a terrifying transformation known as the Water of Life ritual. If she survives the agony, she becomes a reverent mother, and something extraordinary happens. She gains access to the memory of all her ancestral females. Every experience, every secret, every moment of wisdom or trauma. Thousands of years of knowledge suddenly becomes available for her within her mind. Each reverent mother becomes a living archive of human history. But there is one limitation. They can only access the memory of the female lineage. There is a region of ancestral memory belongs to the male ancestors that Bene Gesserit women cannot safely access. They call it the dark place they don't dare to look. And this limitation would lead to their most ambitious project, the Kwisatz Haderach. For thousands of years, the Bene Gesserit run a secret genetic program. Their objective was to create a being known as the Kwisatz Haderach. This individual would possess abilities far beyond any reverent mother. He would be able to access both male as well as female ancestral memories. He would also possess the power of subconscious prescience visions, allowing him to see possible futures. In essence, Kwisatz Haderach would become the ultimate guide for humanity. The Sisterhood believed that such figure could help steer civilization away from extinction, stagnation, or catastrophic mistakes, and because they engineered the bloodline, they assured that he would remain under their influence. But the universe rarely cooperates with careful plans. The Bene Gesserit did not rely on the genetics only, they also manipulated belief systems through an organization they call Missionaria Protectiva. The Sisterhood spread carefully crafted myths and prophecies across primitive worlds. Their legends often predicted the arrival of a divine figure guided by the Bene Gesserit woman. But why? Because if a sister ever found herself in danger, one of those worlds, she could activate those myths and instantly gain authority. It was essentially religion as a survival toolkit. But on one particular desert planet, their strategy would backfire in spectacular fashion. And that planet was Arrakis. The Bene Gesserit had seeded Fremen culture with prophecies about messianic figure, but they never intended for those myths to actually produce a real messiah. Then something unexpected happened. A Bene Gesserit lady called Lady Jessica disobeyed the Sisterhood. Instead of giving birth to a daughter, as ordered, she gave birth to a son, and the son was Paul Atreides. And against all expectations, Paul fulfilled the conditions for the Kwisatz Haderach, and suddenly the Bene Gesserit were no longer controlling the prophecy. They are trapped inside. When Paul awakened his powers among Fremen, he gained abilities far beyond what Bene Gesserit had anticipated. His prescient visions allow him to see multiple possible futures. He could also access both male as well as female ancestral memories. He was exactly what the Sisterhood had been trying to create. But there was one problem. Paul was not their puppet. Instead, he becomes the leader of a massive religious movement that swept across the galaxy in the brutal jihad. The Bene Gesserit had spent centuries trying to guide humanity carefully. Paul changed the history in a matter of years. Their greatest achievement had become their gravest mistake. Despite their failures, Bene Gesserit believed that their mission is necessary. Empires rise and fall, religions become violent, and technology can spiral out of control. In their view, someone must guide the civilization carefully over the long term. So instead of ruling directly, the Bene Gesserit practice indirect power. They become advisors to emperors, concubines to noble houses, teachers to future rulers, spies within every major institutions. They rarely take the throne, but they often decide who sits on it. Their strategy is simple: never control everything, instead, influence everything. And this raises one of the most central questions in the Dune universe. Are the Bene Gesserit humanity protectors, or are they manipulative puppet masters who believe they know better than everyone else? From their perspective, they are shepherd heads guiding society away from disasters. But from other perspective, they are secret elite manipulating bloodlines, religions, and governments without anyone's consent. And when the plan fails, as they did with Paul, the consequences can reshape the entire galaxy. The Bene Gesserit represent one of the most fascinating ideas in science fiction. They are both rational and scientific and myth makers. They reject religion but actively create it. They oppose tyranny yet manipulate entire civilizations. They want to guide humanity towards survival, yet their schemes often unleash chaos. And in many ways, they embody the central warning to the Dune saga. The most intelligent planners cannot fully control the future because once ideas, myths, and power enter the world, they evolve in ways no one can predict, not even the Bene Gesserit. And that brings me to the end of this deep dive into the Bene Gesserit, the secretive sisterhood that spent thousands of years trying to shape the destiny of humanity from the shadows. If you enjoyed this video and want more deep dives in the lore of Dune and its incredible universe, make sure that you like this video, share it with fellow Dune fans, and subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comments, do you think Bene Gesserit are truly protecting humanity, or they are just playing gods with the fate of galaxy? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.